Hi, this is Sibet, me. My name is Sibet Partee, and this is Show and Tell with Sibet. This is not an interesting show, so don't think that this is supposed to be good, because what this is me showing you things in my house and telling you about them because I want to, and because I like to listen to people talk to fill the void. And I thought, I like to talk. Maybe you have a void I can fill. Shh. So it's gonna be boring. It's not meant to be interesting. I can say that as many times as I want, because if I am repetitive and it's boring, that's fine, because it goes with the show. This show is meant to help you fall asleep at night, maybe take a nap, maybe not be lonely in your kitchen, but you don't want to learn about anything. When I go to sleep, I like to play, instead of just like a podcast where I listen to voices, I like to have a screen on but face down so it feels like people are with me. Maybe that's a little sad, but that's okay. That's just, we are people, we like to be with people. I do have 4 cats, so I'm not lonely. And one of my cats likes to sleep like right on me, and he has a very heavy breathing pattern because he has a polyp in his nose apparently. And I'm sure that I'll go into a long detail about that on another episode. But let's start just like looking around at some stuff. This is like filmed from, I have no viewfinder, so I hope that I just kicked one of my cats accidentally. Look, here's one. Here, you can tell he likes me by the way that's going. Let me just make sure I'm recording. I think it is recording, yeah. Phone unbalanced is what this says, my little gimbal, but that's okay. So let's start over here. I spray painted this pink, and I was gonna have it be stools for like this area over here, but what happened is that I'll move the disco ball. I sat on it. Ooh, look at that light. I sat on it and it broke because this is plaster. So I put this disco ball here to be cool and beautiful. This I got on Amazon. This huge cat has been assigned to you. You must accept the situation and find joy in it. Tuxedo cat. Oh my God, look who it is. Is it me? I think it's me and you. It's me and you together, phone. And this phone doesn't work, but it's from the olden times. Actually, I think it's just something that I found on Facebook Marketplace. I think it's never was real. It's just a mock toy for decor. This is one of my favorite arts that I have. Oh, my sister made this. My friend Melissa took that picture. Brad, Sebastian, Barbie clock. I'm getting distracted, but I like the sex pot thing. I found it in, if you guys know art history, it has art historical significance because they used to make people fucking on pots in the olden times, and this is a modern interpretation of that. This vase I got at a bougie store in Paris. And do you guys watch Outlander? If you watch Outlander, the opening scene is Claire's like, I wanted to know who I would be. I wondered who I would be if I had this vase. And I bought that vase being like, I'm going to be a vase girl. Like, am I the kind of person who has a vase? I am someone who likes to travel and have adventure, but I'm a real nester. I don't know if you can tell by what I do in my house. I love to paint things and feel like I have a physical mark on a space. The idea of being a vagabond and like not needing anything feels very sexy to me in the way that like being a video game girl would be sexy to me, like the guy's girl kind of thing of like, ooh, she can play video games with me, but that's like such a early 2000s way to be cool. It's like actually anti-feminist or whatever. But if you play video games, that's great. Like, then play video games. I hate video games. And I am quite girl to my core. It's actually so wonderful. I was going to say the bipolar movement instead of binary, non-binary. Oh my God. I was like, what is, I am bipolar. Yeah. We'll talk about that some other time, I guess. But I'm medicated and cool and like don't have problems. No problems. I am doing a one-woman show. We'll feature some of when I did have problems at the Edinburgh Fringe Fest. You can check it out. It's called Behind. But this is not that. Again, I want to say this is meant to be boring. So just relax and listen to me talk about stuff. Like learning more about gender spectrum has made me realize how I really wanted to be more on the non-binary spectrum because I identify with the queer community in terms of being artists and rebels. I want to be an artist and a rebel, and I wanted to have to fight for my identity, and I am coming to terms with the fact, or I have come to terms with the fact that I am girl to my core, tragically the straightest girl that ever lived, who just loves fucking dudes, the straightest, dudiest. Not like I don't like a frat bro kind of dude. I feel like that's actually not. That's like a weak sauce. Beta cook, insecure, bleh. Tall, dark hair, blue eyes. Oh, actually, I don't want to do finger guns to my head, but more like, that's why I see them and I'm like, ugh, cursed. I'm like, now I'm going to have to deal with this. I'm going to have a crush on you, and this is going to be what I have to do. I have a lot of books, and I have to confess that I haven't read most of them, and I might not. And I listen to a lot of them, and I like to look at them, and I love to collect, and I am worried about the environment. But I also love, like, the feeling of being surrounded by things and tactile things. And, like, I painted this table, see? Ooh la la. And you see how it's, like, has some, like, scuff here? That's from me putting my feet on it while I watch TV. Is it going to go up to the TV? Yeah. And you'll notice, too, like, I didn't really, like, clean my house much for this. Where are you going? Whoa. I'm sorry. If that was nauseating to you, I get car sick really easily. And I feel like it's like that moment in therapy when you're like, oh no, I don't have something to talk about, and I really just don't want to be talking anymore. I do want to be talking to you, don't worry. But I'm worried that even though I say it's boring, I kind of secretly hope that you're going to find something interesting in it, or that you'll just like me, because obviously I want to be liked and looked at, else I wouldn't post boring video on the internet. But it's funny, it's like this is my year of like living alone. My sister lives down the hall, which is great, and I've generally lived in my own apartments, but I had a boyfriend for many years, and so I haven't slept. And when I didn't have a boyfriend, my best friend lived in my town, and so I would sleep in bed with him all the time. And so this has been the longest I've gone without sleeping in a bed with a human for a long time, you know. No conclusion. That's just that. And I'll show you something else. I needlepointed that. Needlepoint, is that what that's called? My mom got me this after my first show. My little brother gave me this for Valentine's. My sister, some of my books. Look at this cute cat. Look at Audrey Hepburn doing yoga. I am a yoga teacher and I love to do yoga. And, this is one of my favorite things I've made. So I spray painted this plaster. I found this at World Market, spray painted it. I got this lampshade. Actually, I think it was the one that came with it. But I painted it pink, the Stuart Semple Pinkest Pink. Got these on the Devil's website, the Zon. and not the devil's web. I mean, I'm on the Zon every day. I call it the devil's website so that I seem anti-capitalist and cool, but I do believe capitalism is wrong, and I participate in it massively, and I contradict myself, therefore I contradict myself. I love Amazon, and that's what I got to say about that. So this is a portrait of my cat, Sebastian. This is a plate from Anthropology. Oh, I made all these candy hearts during Valentine's Day with all my cats' names on them. We have Bradley, Sebi for Sebastian, Jazz for Jasmine, James, and Jamie. My sister paints these beautiful women. This is from Portugal, that bird. Ganesh. Caravaggio. It's from Italy, Portugal. You can see that I like, oh look, Anne Boleyn. Wow, if you get car sick like myself, this might be nauseating. But this is just our first boring episode. And like I said, the whole point of this is for me to talk and you to go night-night. And you can just know that I'm here with you. But I'm gonna try on a crown now. You should see me in a crown. I'm looking in the mirror to show this. Oh, this I wear in my show too. My room is a little messy. Maybe I'll show you a little bit later. But so these were in my house growing up, and I just painted them with wall paint. This I also painted, obviously. I painted all of these things. Anything that's painted. Actually, this frame came like that. That's Brad. And we can say hi to... Jamie seems to be the only cat who's gonna say hi right now. And he's under here. Oh, come here. Gimbal, no. Gimbal is wanting to do something crazy, but there he is. I found him by the side of the river, right, James? Yeah. And he is about a year old this month. And this is the view from my place. Really cool, really nice. And usually I live in New York, but this past year I've been living in Virginia. And this is my cool like skybook area. I really like this. And here is my laundry, and in here is the litter box. I painted this for clothes. I'm gonna repaint this thing right here. Look at my door. I spend so much time painting stuff, and people are like, wow, you work so hard. It's funny, like you're supposed to say to kids now, like, oh wow, you worked really hard on that. I was a very intense, high achieving child, and so I liked being told that I was the best. And I do think it's good to be like, wow, you worked really hard on that. So you praise hard work, not necessarily the outcome. That seems good. I am always super offended when someone's like, wow, you worked really looks like you worked hard on that. I'm like, and I guess it sucks then. Yeah, so when people say it looks like I worked really hard on my place, I don't like that. But if you say, wow, you are so good at designing, and clearly you thought about it for 2 seconds, and then, oh, you want to know something exciting? This thing right here, my plants up on that little ledge, the vines right there, they used to hang from the ceiling there, but once they came crashing down. I was watering them, and I was watering too much, as I always water too much, and they just went flonk and fell all the way onto the ground. And so now they're up there, and they're happier and growing there. And I do wish that, I have this like thing where I think that if people like my house, they'll like me. And I do think it's a little bit like when I like someone else's house, I like them. But also what I really see in someone when I don't like their house, or it's more like boys, there's just so much potential that has been left unused for for the boys that I like. It's funny because it's like I want their places to be decorated, but I don't want them to do it. I want to go in and decorate for them. Even my friend Patrick, I was staying at his place and I redecorated. I bought him new sheets and mugs. He had no mugs. A 29-year-old guy who makes $200,000 a year doesn't have mugs in his house. He drinks coffee out of a cup. I have every utensil for everything. Speaking, I will show you my fun pink utensils. Dum, dum, dum. I don't have any lights on over here. Maybe in my dishwasher is the other stuff. So this is a fork. They're like rose gold. They're the French, La Gueule, what does it say? La Gueule. French home, La Gueule. Yeah. And I love my cat rugs. Oh, this was my first thing that I bought. This art print when I moved to New York, The Good News About Sex. And I love that. Obviously painted like that thing there. I added all the fringe and made this lampshade. They're a little off kilter. I could fix it, but I like the cork. I also obviously haven't finished putting the square stuff on here, but I've had multiple people say they thought that it was like digital and on purpose, and so it makes me not want to finish doing it because right now I'm writing so much. I'm writing so much that it just seems like not fun to. I really do cope with distress by doing physical stuff like knitting or washing, painting, all that kind of stuff. And I like to do non-complex, like all these are just like painted like shapes and stuff. Like my sister's a really good visual artist, but that's not my thing because when I'm playing with some like texture stuff to soothe myself, I don't want to be precise. But like my sister's so good. Like look at this. Like really good. Those are like that's like my corkboard where I put up bits that I'm working on, and my other corkboard is where I put things like do your taxes, like work on your credit score, that kind of stuff, which I don't do, but I should do that. I really have such an aversion to it, and anyone I tell that to is like, yeah, we all do. And I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like no one's gonna come get me or someone's gonna fix it for me. And I don't know if that's like something I was born with or if it's because I went to private school and I worked really hard at school, like in an insane kind of way, like not in a cute way, in a way where it's like, oh, we're worried about this kid. But because I did all the achieving, everyone, like if I ever slipped up, they would help me. I was a curious I was genuinely intellectually curious, but I was intense and hard on myself in a way that like I do think the way that I behaved with my schoolwork in hindsight is the groundwork. Like I was so addicted to school to soothe my mind in the way that I then became addicted to alcohol and other things, which I guess we'll get into at some point maybe on The Boring Show. It's funny that like my cats are not abound because usually they're lounging here beside me. This is a Juicy Couture pillow, and I got this pretty recently. Oh yeah, this couch is like in progress, but I have been covering it in Juicy Couture fabric, and it's like a couch, like a $500 couch from the internet. But I cut a twin size mattress topper to put on the couch, which makes it super comfy, but is very dangerous because I often, if I am watching television, then I go like, especially if my cat is purring right beside me. And I think that for today, this will be the boring show of today. Oh, look who we get to see, Sebastian. Oh no. Yeah, Sebastian and Jamie. Sebastian is drinking some water. And Sebastian is named after Bast, is the goddess of cats in Egyptian mythology, je pense. And so Sebastian, I guess it's kind of my name plus the god. People think I named him after myself, Sebi. And I'm like, I am Sibby. He is Sebi. But most people call me Bet or Betty as my nickname. Some people call me Sib. People growing up always called me Bet or Betty. Anyone I know growing up will call me Bet or Betty, not even Sibet. But my, oh, he's so cute. I love to watch him drink water. I love to watch my cats do anything. And I like to pinch the little fur on their cheeks. Not pinch their skin, just pinch the fur. Pinch the fur and give a little kiss. Give a little kiss. I like to sort of part their mouth and smell their breath. Because they're so cute. I've loved cats since I was little. I've never lived without a cat. I guess in college. Oh, yeah, and when I first moved to New York and was still a drunkard. But then once I got sober, I got a cat immediately. That is Brad. Okay. I have so much more to show and tell you, and we'll leave that for another episode. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time.